great teams will figure out ways to do things they don't know how to do, whereas mediocre teams, even if they know how to do things, will often drop the ball.
As a leader, though, having those two type of individuals on your team, how do you navigate through that?
It's important to recognize that people can be really on board with your culture and really on board with your values and really align with it, but express it in different ways. And so, yeah, there's the old stereotype, isn't there, that like software engineers don't really care about the people that they work with and they'd rather work on their own. I think that's a generalization. I don't think it's 100% true. But even then, you can account for all different kinds of characters. I think what it's about is understanding what are the real underlying values, principles, however you want to define them, that are important to you as an organization. And then assembling a group of people that all share those values or all share those principles. That's the key thing, because if everybody feels that it's really important to, for example, look for creative ways to do things, well, that's going to manifest in lots of different ways. But if everybody believes that, then they're going to respect the different ways that other people operate in, even if it has to be explained to them. And there's still some common ground there, even though you've built a really diverse workforce. Because the other mistake that I see companies making a lot is they try and focus on culture fit. What tends to happen is they hire people who are like the people that they already have, but there's never much interrogation or analysis of what does that actually mean, and so it ends up being less diverse and therefore less effective, less innovative. There's a ton of research that just shows diverse teams are better at problem solving, they're better at creativity and innovation, and they perform better. But hiring for culture fit kind of squashes that quite a bit. So you don't want to go too much to that extreme, but you want to define the values, define what's important, and really select for that, I think.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And that's why it's so hard, right? And like you said earlier, there's only a handful of really successful biotechs because it's hard to find that mix. And I think that the more you grow in people size, the harder it is, obviously.
Oh, yeah. Culture would be easier if it wasn't for all the people. But it is, I mean, the challenging thing about it is it's organic and it's dynamic, right? And it never sits still. You can consistently improve culture, but you never end up at a perfect place where everything just works without any effort, because you bring new people in. Even if you don't bring new people in, the people that you have change, and they move through different stages in their life and they react differently to different things. The goals of the company change. Biotech and life sciences companies go through these key transitions, right? Where they go from very R&D driven to clinical typically to commercially driven. And so the nature of the organizational change. So there's always, even when you're really good on culture, even when you get it right, it's always swinging to, it's like a pendulum, it's always swinging to one side or another, and every person, every situation that comes into it affects it. And so this is why I'm fascinated by it, is that it changes all the time. And so yeah, you've got to constantly be deliberate about how is it changing, how is it evolving. You can allow culture to change and evolve, and you may end up somewhere you don't want to be, or you can accept it's going to change and evolve and be then deliberate about, okay, where are we going to take it?